I found some peace by leaving the West, and it wasn't my intention. It just kind of happened like that. But back home in America, I was just poor. Not just poor, but being poor, being in poverty, like you just experience a lot of stuff. Like where I was living anyway. You're surrounded by gangs and drugs and violence and all this kind of stuff, and you just kind of like get involved in it because it's the only way of life when you're living poor. And I left and moved to Asia nearly 20 years ago. A lot of y'all know the story. I moved to the Philippines a couple of times, failed, went back home, same old shit. Then I ended up here in China, and actually found I found a job teaching. This was 16 years ago, and it gave me some purpose. Instead of like doing crappy jobs, working in factories and bullshit like that in America, like I was actually doing something productive. I got to see the progress from what people were learning and things like that, and I was learning along the way. And I escaped all that nonsense that I was involved in, and actually found some purpose in my life by helping people and making a difference. And all those things made my life more peaceful and gave me a lot of purpose. And after that, then I started to realize a lot of things about life and about money and things like that. And now my life is a lot more simple, and the simplicity of that life really brings me peacefulness and happiness, and all those things have led to me overcoming depression and just overall having a much better life and being a better human being. Because of all those things, I've actually developed some compassion for people, for my fellow human beings, and I just see the world a lot differently now after living abroad. Actually, the first time when I moved abroad, I didn't experience all those things. I just knew that the experience of living abroad, like when I failed and had to move back home, I knew that experience of living abroad is something that I wanted to experience again over the long term. And that's why I tried a second time and I failed, and then I tried a third time, because I just knew that that was the life that I wanted. I knew I didn't want to go back to being surrounded by the life that I was surrounded by. Because even living abroad, when I first moved abroad, I was still poor, or you could say in poverty, but it's a different type of poverty. Like, I was surrounded by people who were happy, who weren't miserable. Even though they were struggling, they were still happy. It was a different kind of life, and it wasn't a life of crime or a life of violence. It was just kind of like everybody was happy together and they were okay. That's the experience you have living in a third world country. People, even though they might be impoverished or living in poverty and things like that, but there's a sense of community and a sense of happiness, and it's not like people aren't walking on eggshells and scared to go out at night, or scared some bad thing's going to happen to them, or they don't get involved in nefarious activities and things like that. And so it's a different type of poverty, and you just kind of develop some more meaningful friendships and relationships where people are actually trying to better themselves and not doing crazy stuff where you end up risking getting in trouble and things like that. So it really changed me a lot. It changed my perspective on things. And I don't know, I still have a love for that life and for those people. I mean, like, I'm talking about living in a third world country now. I'm living in China, one of the most modern places in the world. I still go to visit those places, and I still go and visit and live among those people who aren't as fortunate as I am, because I like the genuine connection, and I still like a little bit of that grit or pain, I guess you can call it, because it keeps me on my toes and keeps me humble, and lets me realize that one misstep, I could be right back in that situation with those people. So those kind of things like keep me, in this frame of mind that I'm in now. So anyway, for the past 16 years, almost 16 years. July will be 16 years. So maybe 6 months from now or something. Anyway, for the past 16 years, I've been here doing lots of things to help people. Like I was working in education for so long, helping children. And also, I'm a certified fitness coach, fitness trainer. And so I, was training people in the gym and offering services to help people improve their health and fitness and have better quality of life. So all those things, just those type of works are things that I really enjoy doing nowadays. And so, I just kind of want to start dedicating more of my time and efforts into doing more of those sorts of things and helping people, because now my life seems a little bit more, I don't have to rely on a regular job to live. And so if I can, I can afford to earn less money and do things to help people. And that's what kind of brings me a little bit of joy and happiness nowadays. I quite enjoy those kind of things. And so, I just wanted to give you guys a little story, a little background on that, about, how leaving the West and all those things behind have really changed my life and made me a better person, a better human being. And it wasn't about like I wasn't really I guess you say, wasn't trying to escape the life that I had, but I just knew I wanted something different. And then once I found something different, I really, really, really enjoyed it, really embraced it, and I look forward to what's coming next. I believe there's going to be some changes here soon in the things that I'm doing in my life and where I'm going. So anyway, if you want to know more about my story, I wrote a whole book about it, sharing my whole story, how I escaped all the trouble, chaos, pain, violence, all that stuff, to actually finding some purpose and becoming who I am now. And you can find that in the link below. And look forward to seeing y'all in the next video. Y'all take care.